let me introduce you to what the course is all about. In session 1, we're going to talk about color analysis, doing it in the professional manner or with a color coach, or doing it DIY. And you know my opinion on this. I think that, doing it DIY, just as a little teaser on this, doing it DIY doesn't give you the same results. It just doesn't. So you can do it, and you can also use, the apps and whatever. But I found that having a certified color coach is so much better. They see those nuances, they know what to look for, and that's what you're going to turn yourself into through this course is a professional color analysis coach. And in that, we're also going to explain why professional draping yields the most accurate results. I think it does. And also how draping can help in color choices for the client as they're choosing their wardrobe items, and now and in the future, what to discard, what to keep, how to put outfits together, and so forth and so on, that make them look the most confident and powerful. And then we're going to do some practical exercises throughout the course. And I'm going to give you a big challenge at the end too, to make sure that you're taking this knowledge out there and actually using it. So the practical exercises, what they help you do is reflect on what you've learned and go out into the world with an approach that shifts your mindset from maybe not feeling so confident to actually going out there, practicing and becoming better. You can't get better unless you're out there practicing and getting better. So we're going to talk about how to do that, and how to do that in a professional way. In session 2, we're going to talk about how to get ready for color analysis, the best lighting conditions, the client preparation steps, the tools that you need, like capes and mirrors, drapes. If you want to go that direction, it's a bit more expensive to do a whole full professional set of drapes. That's why we prefer the capes. And then providing a neutral background for the client, and then getting rid of all their foundation and their, the stuff that might interfere with color analysis. And again, we're going to put up those practice exercises to set up your workspace for professional color analysis, or to help you get on the road to do that. Because you're not only going to be where you want to be, sometimes you're going to be out, trade shows. We just did some trade shows. You're going to be in the client's home. You're going to be in your area. You never know. I mean, I've done color analysis at the airport for somebody because I just whooped out my drapes, and that was that. We were talking about it, and you never know where you're gonna meet a client. So it's important under those circumstances to always look professional. So we talk in depth about, in session 3, how to do professional color draping, draping sequences and best practices, recognizing the undertones, whether they're cool or warm, through draping and how to do that, identifying the right contrast levels, and of course, practice exercises where you use the Colormepowerful drapes, or the capes that you have, and the drapes that you have, on a friend or a family member, so that you can practice and determine their best seasonal color palette. In session 4, we talk about identifying skin undertones and contrast and what that means, cool versus warm undertones, contrast evaluation. And the practical exercise around that would be that you would actually conduct a cool versus warm undertone test with natural lighting and with, UV lighting to see the best way to do that. And of course, you already know natural lighting is best. Even though I'm under these lights, we tried to make it as natural as possible. And in session 5, what you're going to do is, after you do the cool versus the warm, you're going to go into your 4-season analysis. Is the client or yourself a spring, a summer, an autumn, or a winter? Those 4 seasons are so important. And we're going to talk about saturation tolerance. The classic spring, the classic autumn, the classic summer, the classic winter, and their characteristics, and understanding the saturation tolerance that happens naturally in the skin, and what clients can tolerate being next to their skin as far as color hues. And then practical exercise around that is that you're going to really be able to compare high and low saturation colors and understand how they affect different complexions. In session 6, you're going to take a deeper dive, and that's going into the 12 nuanced color palettes that are seasonal. And that is understanding that spring, summer, autumn, and winter are 4, with each of 3 nuanced color palettes, which are the true color itself, the true color hues of that season, muted, which means adding a tad of gray to the true hue of that season, and then the intense, which means that we're brightening up and adding white to that true hue to intensify it. So understanding those concepts and being able to explain it to a client is really important. So all of this deeper dive is about understanding the true, muted, and intense subcategories, and then being able in a practical way to identify nuanced seasons for real life experiences that you're going to be in. So that's super important. In session 7, we're going to be determining a lot of additional knowledge, talking about a lot of additional knowledge, needs, and wardrobe building that the client might have, and how you might help them with that in an ongoing coaching relationship. And then you're going to figure out how to discuss what kind of information does the client want. Some clients just want to know, am I summer, spring, winter, or autumn? And that's it. The other was want to do a little bit more deeper dive and go into the seasonal nuances and the color palettes, and that's it. And then others just want to just learn everything, and they'll be your clients for years and years and years. I mean, I get texts all the time. Should I buy this? Should I buy that? I'm thinking about putting this outfit together. What about this makeup? What about this lipstick? So the ongoing relationship is awesome when you've got a client who just wants all the knowledge and that you can possibly give them. So we'll talk about determining what level of knowledge is comfortable for your client and how to provide that. What's really interesting about session number 7 is that this is where you start making suggestions to clients once you know their seasonal palette, where you talk about hair color suggestions for different seasons and the nuances and in general terms. Now, later in the course, we'll talk about hair color and makeup, et cetera, in depth. But this is where you start talking about the differences that hair color can make in a good way. And then when hair color is bad, that it doesn't look great and it has a really bad effect on the complexion. So it's where you start opening up those conversations. And then in session number 8, you start to really understand how to establish foundational, key, personal branding and signature colors. And I love that because my signature colors, I love gray. I had that on today. I love magenta. I love fuchsia. I love the pinks, of course, with Ellie Glow and whatever. Our colors are black and gray and white and that pop of pink. Even though we like all the colors of the rainbow, those are my particular signature colors as they are for Ellie Glow. And we talk about being able to define personal branding colors for clients and for yourself, and what that means for wardrobe choices and how people remember you and how you create ongoing impressions around that. And finally, we get to the last few sessions, and those go into hair color recommendations, choosing the best hair color for different seasonal palettes, and then what you can do is you can actually match hair color samples to seasonal types and put it up against the client's complexion, showing the differences that would make in choices and in powerful appearances and impressions that they might give off. Then in session 10, we actually talk about makeup recommendations for clients and how choosing the seasonal appropriate makeup shades and makeup palettes make a massively huge difference in what your face looks like and how you shape your face. Yes, of course, we've got makeup on, and how you pick your lipstick color, your eyeshadow color, your blush color, your shading colors for your contouring, and how you would do a swatch test. That's our practical exercise in this particular session, where you will do a swatch test on different skin tones, determining the best type of makeup recommendations that you could possibly make. And then finally, this all revolves around building a wardrobe with intention. Once you know your seasonal color palette, once you know your nuanced color palette, you can actually learn how to build either a capsule wardrobe or a full wardrobe, or a travel wardrobe, or day-to-day or work wardrobe, workout wardrobe around your seasonal color palettes. And that's super exciting for me to do because I just love it. Then you can look perfectly put together and really, really powerful and confident every time you walk out the door, or even in your own house. And you can create a wardrobe is based on an inspiration board, because we can't afford to buy everything every single day, nor can we find it every single day, even if you had all the money in the world. So what we do is we start to put together an inspiration board based on seasonal colors. Like I'm looking for a pink jacket, a yellow jacket, a taupe jacket, an olive green jacket. I'm looking for a black pair of trousers or pants that are, just off black and that special soft gray black. I'm looking for a navy blue, but in this color palette. It might take you a year to find it. So you put together an inspiration board, and that's the practical exercise around that for yourself. And then you can do that for clients as well as a color analyst coach. One of the things that we do discuss in depth in the course is troubleshooting and common mistakes, because there are some common mistakes out there, unfortunately. Some people just say, I love this color and I want to wear it, and let me give you an example. I happen to be a cool palette, so I love this color, I really do, and I want to wear it. Yay, no, rather wear this one. Same cost. One is in my color palette, not this one, and the other one is. So you can see the difference in how it highlights your skin, and how it does not. Very, very practical exercise around that. So we do have to talk about the client and the mistakes that they make, and handling objections, and doing a little bit of convincing. So we take a little bit of time in this course to talk about that. And helping the client avoid those common mistakes that others might make. And the practical exercise around that, of course, is actually going out and doing this, and doing a case study on yourself, sister, friend, cousin, I don't care who it is, a colleague, and identifying color assessment mistakes and making a plan to correct them. So that's pretty much what we'll do in this course. And I welcome you. And I'm excited for you to start. So have fun.